be your tour guide today as we travel through one of the two front doors of the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Alliance. But before we get too far out there, I do want to make sure I'm not blasting out any eardrums. So if it is too loud for you over the microphone, raise your hand. Too loud. Opposite treble. Too quiet. Okay, good. Looks like we got it in the Goldilocks zone there. And during this tour, my primary responsibility is going to be for everybody's safety. So I ask everyone to please remain seated while the vehicle's moving. In case I have to stop suddenly, I don't want to send anybody flying. Don't play with your doors or lean up against the doors. They won't support you. Throw any of your personal items overboard. I cannot stop to pick up lost stuff. And in case of medical emergency, we'll have you press one of those yellow safety strips on the ceiling. That'll buzz me up in the cab so I know to call the medics for you. Alright, I think that runs us through to the end of the safety lecture, so more good news. We can start looking for animals. And, off to your right-hand side, we're not going to have to look very hard. There's a cheetah right here, literally as close up as she can get. The world's fastest land mammal, looking back at us with those beautiful amber eyes. Cheetah is capable of speeds up to around 70 miles an hour. I doubt that we'll get to see her go quite that fast. Most of the time they go 0 miles an hour. Spending 19 to 20 hours a day resting, relaxing, saving up the energy for that next big sprint. And by contrast, off to the left-hand side, there's a lot of activity here with the prey species. We're going to scoot up to the end of the valley here, concentrate on the rhinos. You'll see a cluster of rhinoceros that are out near those big tall palm trees near the big tall building. And then a couple other rhinos, if you look at your left-hand shoulders, they're much closer up to the wall, so close in fact that it's very difficult to see them over the edge of the wall because they aren't quite as tall as the wall is. But what rhinos lack in spectacular height, they make up for in terms of weight. They're big, stout animals, 4,000 to 5,000 pounds each. Most of that weight bone, muscle. Quite capable of defending themselves and their babies against even the toughest predators, let alone something like a cheetah. Because remember, cheetahs are very small cat by comparison to some of their cousins. Typical cheetah weighs less than 100 pounds and cannot bring down prey bigger than itself. So, just remember, if you weigh more than 100 pounds, you are effectively immune to cheetahs. Congratulations. For the kids on board today, make sure you keep drinking your milk. Rhinos, remember, over 4,000 pounds. We also have a couple marshland antelopes scooting forward to get a better view of them while the rhinos wander. The more copper-orange colored ones, those are called Nile Lechwe. You can probably guess where they live. It's right there in their name, along the banks of the upper Nile River. In the background are the waterbuck, shaggy and brown in color. And again, pretty easy to get a basic idea of where they live. Waterbuck live close to the water. In their case, in well-watered grasslands of southeastern Africa.